Yeah. Y'all watching the Grind Ethiks tape show, and I'm your host, Viktory BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, you know what I mean, Shane? Basically. Yeah, what up? Thank y'all for watching a new episode. Yo, anyone that like this episode, hit me up in my Instagram accounts, Grind Ethiks 22 at Instagram, and I'm also on Grind Ethiks mixtape show at Instagram. And I'm also on TikTok. The links are down below. Also, big shout out to Yamaha Naturals. Anybody want to learn about CMOS, whether you want to live a healthy life or somewhat of a healthy life or whatever, you're on to Yamaha Naturals. The link is down below so you can learn more about CMOS. Also, you can learn about the other healthy products that Yamaha Naturals have on display. You know what I mean? Also, like, share, subscribe if you like this episode. No stress. Like, share, subscribe. But when you subscribe, please ring the bell so whenever I'll upload new videos, y'all be the first ones to get them. Basically, yo, the topic of today's show is every artist and business owner should know about their ego. Okay? They should know about their ego or learn about their ego. Like me, I've been an artist slash business person for years. And I'm just now learning about the ego. I'm just now learning about the ego. And I'm learning about my ego. And I also have a previous episode. Speaking of the ego, I have a previous episode where I talk, or I'm breaking it down, what the ego really is. Yeah, you can check that out. The link below. I have a link below where you can check out a previous episode where I talk about what the ego is. The topic is what the ego. What is the ego? You know what I mean? So this is like a continuation, but I'm talking to specifically to your business owners or artists or whatever, right? People in general, but being that this is the Grind Ethiks mixtape show and I talk about the entertainment life and I talk about the business life, I'm a talk to mostly y'all artists and business owners, man, because I see a lot of y'all entrepreneurs and self-employed people and artists, y'all suffer from low self-esteem. I see it the way you the way you speak, the way you talk about yourself on social media, certain things. I could tell that artists and entrepreneurs, I could tell that they're suffering from low self-esteem. See, especially artists. One thing I know is about artists, and one thing is not healthy if you're an artist, which is not psychologically healthy and is not physically healthy. It's not mentally and physically healthy to look for validation or to be obsessed about being validated by people because you're an artist. So what if you're a fucking artist? So what? Why you want so many people to fucking like you? You know what I'm saying? Why you want so many people to like you? Because you watched your favorite rapper or your favorite singer or your favorite filmmaker or your favorite author blowing up? Or you want to be like your favorite artist? Walk their shoes every step of the way? Why is it so important for so many people to like you as an artist? Why? And and and, and, and I understand it's naturally It's a natural thing that you as an artist, you want other people to like your stuff because you sharing yourself with the world. I understand that. But there's a difference between putting yourself out there to be validated, and there's a difference between looking for validation. Like my post. Like my post. Hey, what's up? I don't know you, but can you drop a comment about my music or my podcast? Matter of fact, you don't have to watch my vlog or my podcast. Just drop a comment for the algorithm. That's how y'all are. Some of y'all artists is watching. You're looking for somebody to constantly validate you. Do not look for validation. Put yourself out there to be validated for the sake of building a fan base and for the sake of making money. You know? Don't go out there and be obsessed about validation or going crazy. No. You know what I'm saying? No, you have to shift your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Shift your mindset. Whoever likes your stuff, when you put your stuff out there, right? Whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever don't. And it's okay if people don't like your shit. But your ego, first of all, let me backtrack and break down what the ego is, because a lot of people don't know what the ego is. We think that the ego is when somebody is hard-headed or stubborn, or people don't want to admit that they're wrong about something. Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it. That's part what the ego consists of. But the ego is something of you, is something that's a part of you that reflects the standards of the outside world. Whatever the social standards of the outside world, your ego calculates and it sees or picks up what people like. It picks up why people are popular. It picks up on images, and it picks up what people like and things like that. It picks up on regular social standards of the world or whatever. And then it makes you think that you have to follow everybody else. Your ego makes you feel like you have to follow the crowd. And when you're not a part of the crowd, or when you don't fit in a particular group of people, your ego will make you feel like you ain't shit. It will tell you you ain't shit. Because when you wake up, and I know some of y'all woke up in the morning. I'm not the only one. But I know some of y'all that's watching, there's been times in your life when you woke up in the morning feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you ain't shit. That's your ego telling you that. That's your ego telling that you ain't shit. That's your ego. You know? And that's your and your ego is telling, and your ego is a part of you that's telling you, you're an artist. You're a rapper. You need to be big like Jay-Z. You need to try to be like an icon. If not, people are not gonna like you no more. Or people are not gonna like you. You gotta do this. You gotta sign the first deal that's offered to you. So so you could be a big time artist. You see, your ego is a part of you that gets you in trouble all the motherfucking time. Okay, artists and entrepreneurs, I'm breaking down what the ego is to you so you can learn about the ego. And you have to understand, artists and entrepreneurs, there's certain things that your ego wants that your true self don't want. Because there's a separation between you, your true self, and your ego, which is a part of you in a way that's babbling in your ear, telling you, oh, you got to do this. You want people to like you, right? You want people to like you, right? You got to do this. You got to put on a dress, my nigga. Everybody's putting on a dress, my nigga. That's how you get the $1 million. That's how you get the millions. You got to put on a dress. Man, fuck that lyrical shit. Fuck that lyrical shit. You see these other rappers, they're not lyrical, and they making mad money. They're making millions. Nah, fuck that lyrical shit. Do trap music. Do drill music. Artists, especially the ones that's rappers and singers. I know some of y'all that's been watching, some of y'all probably follow trends that you really don't exactly like, but you follow them so people will like you. That's what it is. See, that's what y'all do. That's looking for validation. You're willing to sell out your image and sell out your brand and sell out who you are as an artist. Or when you sell out who you are as an artist and you follow trends that's not really you, that don't really fit your mode, but you follow these trends so people could like you, so you could build up a fan base, so you could, get more views or more money or whatever. Your ego is telling you that. Your ego is telling you be a sellout. Stop listening to your ego. Fuck your ego. Fuck your ego. And fuck my ego too. Fuck that motherfucker. He always get me in trouble. Fuck that motherfucker. And that's what you gotta do. Matter of fact, this is gonna be your homework, everybody. After you log on to after this show, look yourself in the mirror. Go to your bathroom or whatever, or maybe you have a mirror in your bedroom. I don't know, but look yourself in the mirror and tell your ego, "Fuck you, shut the fuck up. I'm living my motherfucking life." Okay, you don't tell me what the fuck to do. That's what you got to do, because sometimes you got to tell yourself to shut the fuck up. Well, your ego. Okay, which is part of yourself. You gotta tell that motherfucker shut the fuck up, because that your ego. See, thing is with y'all artists and entrepreneurs that's suffering from low self-esteem, that's constantly looking for validation. You're letting your ego be the driver when it needs to be the backseat driver. You let your ego constantly drive your vehicle, which is your body. You're gonna constantly crash. You're going to constantly crash into trees, mailboxes, whatever. You're going to constantly crash. And you're going to constantly be disappointed and suffer. Like, for example, some of y'all artists and business owners, y'all my age or close to my age. Or maybe y'all in your 30s or 40s. And you're like, yo, man, I've been doing this podcasting thing for years. Or I've been rapping for years. Or I've been doing short films for years. And I'm still not where I want to be. You have to ask yourself, where you think you want to be? Do you truly want to be where you say you want to be? Or that's your ego saying that? Or that's your ego telling you you need to be in every platform like your favorite artist? Or you need to be like your favorite filmmakers like Spike Lee or Tyler Perry or whoever. Or you need to be like your favorite comedians. You need to hit the same platforms like your favorite comedians like Cat Williams or Kevin Hart. No, you don't have to. And you don't have to be like your favorite artist. And you don't have to fit in this same story. See, that's another thing. Your ego tries to strengthen its identity. Your ego has an identity crisis. So it tries to strengthen its identity. It tries to constantly produce its identity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It tries to, it wants to pick itself up as much as possible. But really, it don't matter. Certain things just don't matter as an artist, or certain things shouldn't matter to you as a business owner. A lot of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all that might be watching, or some of y'all that are watching, y'all caught up in vanity. Y'all caught up in vanity. And your ego and vanity is hand in hand. They're lovers. They go to bed with each other. This is vanity. This is your ego. Understand? They're making love to each other. You know what I mean? It's not good to get caught up in vanity. That's not mentally healthy. Fuck vanity. And I'm not talking about that chick from Last Dragon. I know I'm a clown. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about that sexy chick from Last Dragon, man. But yeah, you got to be aware of that. You're going to be better as an artist and as an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to live your life better in anything that you do, and including your general life in general. If you're aware of your ego. When you talk shit to somebody, or when you throw a shot to a family member, or throw shade at a friend, because maybe your friend got a new girlfriend that look good, and you wanted to fuck her, and you like, she ain't all that. If you like that type of girl, see, that's throwing shade. Your ego is jealous. Your true self is not jealous of your friend having a new girlfriend. Your friend having a new girlfriend or whatever. Your true self is not jealous. It's your ego. Your ego wants to get that piece of that ass. You know what I'm saying? Your true self don't want no parts of your best friend's girl. It's your ego. And that's what I'm saying. You have to separate, like I said before, you have to see, here's your other homework. Here's another homework you're going to do. Okay? You're going to look, like I said, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and tell your ego, shut the fuck up. I'm living my motherfucking life. You don't have to curse, but me, I just like cursing. Do that, right? And also, you don't have to do this today. You don't have to do two things in one day. You could do this tomorrow. You could do one thing today and another thing tomorrow. Is on you, right? But do this definitely. This is what I did. Write on your cell phone or a pen on a pad the things that your ego wants and your true self wants. Separate what your dig deep in yourself. Ask yourself first before you write anything. What do you want? What do your true self want? Write it down. And what do your ego wants? Your ego wants to have sex with your best friend's girl. Your ego wants to fuck every girl with a fat ass and big titties. I know I'm talking to the guys. I'm talking to y'all girls too, because y'all girls, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be jealous of each other. And it be your egos, sisters, ladies. It be your egos too. Y'all got egos too. Especially the females. Oh, forget about it. Women, with females in general, definitely got egos. Because when y'all feel bad about yourself, you really feel bad about yourself. Okay? For real. But yeah, man, you got to check your ego at the door. You want to learn more about the ego? I suggest after this show, whenever you have time, log on to different videos that talk about the ego. It's easy. Just log on. Just ask YouTube, what is the ego? And you can see a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of stuff. So you could get a better understanding. And when you learn about what the ego is, you learn about your ego. You're knowing and you're understanding your ego, and you're constantly checking yourself. You're training yourself to not be a victim anymore of your ego. And what I started doing once I started learning about my ego, I started checking it. Because there's been times when I'll be hustling, right? There's been times when I'll be hustling, right? Sometimes I get edgy. When I'm in my first minutes of hustling, right? Before the first hour, I feel like no, my ego makes me feel, or my ego, it drives me crazy sometimes. Like, you got to get your first sale. You got to get your first sale. Get your first sale. And then when somebody looks at my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I was in train hustling, right? And a woman wanted a particular type of socks. And I didn't have, and the socks that I gave her was too long for her, right? And she was like, "Oh, I'm good, thank you." And I felt some type of way. I'm like, "You're gonna touch my product and make me feel like you're gonna buy it, and you don't buy it? You led me on. It's like you making me feel like you'll give me a piece of pussy, and you don't." But that's what my ego is telling me. That's what my ego is saying. And then I checked myself. I was gonna force her to buy some shit. I was gonna go back to my old self and force her to buy a sock anyway. But I'm like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Let me shut up. I'm like, okay, miss, that's okay. And so instead of me trying to convince her to buy the pack of socks anyway, I was like, okay, no doubt, sister, it's all good. Thank you. And that was it. And then she was like, thank you. And I still felt some type of way. It was my ego. My ego was like, it was still trying to hold on to the fact that she didn't buy the sock. And then my ego was fighting me because my right leg was walking towards the lady, and I was gonna convince her to buy this damn pack of socks. And I stopped myself again. I checked myself again. I checked my ego again, like, nah, forget about it, man. It's early. It's early, man. You know what I'm saying? I got all day, man. Fuck that. You know? But I was fighting my ego today. And I had to check that motherfucker, you know? Because my ego wants to make money real quick. And it's not about that. It's okay. I'm flowing. Nowadays, when I'm walking through crowds of people hustling merchandise, I'm flowing. And if it's a slow day, I switch my mindset into thinking that, okay, it's slow. Fuck it. It is what it is. I'm going to keep on flowing. Fuck it. It is what it is. Or it is what it's not. Fuck it. And I had a good day today. And I always have good days, whether it's slow, fast, not too fast, not too slow, whatever. And even when I don't make my quarter, it's still a good day. See, that's my attitude. But a lot of people, a lot of your entrepreneurs, especially your self-employed people, when you don't reach your quarter, you could be, some of your self-employed people, you're so used to making your quarter to the point where when you don't make a quarter for 1 or 2 days, you're making less than what you usually make. Like, let's say you make $30 less than no, let's say $50 less than what you usually make, $50 less than your quarter, right? And you feel bad about this shit. You feel real bad. You feel like the world is gonna end. But it's not that serious. Nigga, you just missing $50. You just have less than $50 than your regular quarter. Big fucking deal, nigga. Big fucking deal. The world's not gonna end. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is not gonna end. You know what I mean? You're gonna make your quarter later on in the future. And that's okay if you didn't make your quarter for today. Because you know why? You walked away with something anyway. You're not broke. Some of y'all got merchandise in your house or saving a little money or whatever. So you good. You have to think in your head, you good. And you gotta put your ego to the side. That's your ego making you feel bad that you made $50 less than your quarter. Fuck your ego. Fuck your ego. Okay? And when I say fuck your ego, I'm not saying fuck you per se. I'm not saying fuck your true self or fuck who you are as a being, but I'm just saying fuck your ego. Fuck my ego too. And if you feel bad or offended by me saying fuck your ego, hey, write in the comment section, right down below. Fuck your ego, Victory. Okay, that's good. As long as you don't say fuck Victory. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know, your ego gets you in trouble all the time, artists and business owners. You know what I'm saying? It gets you in trouble all the fucking time. And you have to know and understand that. Don't feel bad because 100,000 people don't like you. Don't feel bad because you're in your 30s and 40s and you're an artist and you're still not signed to some label. Or you're not signed to a book publishing. Or you're not in Hollywood. So fucking what? You're still doing what you're doing. You're still winning. You're still successful because you started what you wanted to do. You had a dream. You had a goal to be a filmmaker, to do short films. Now you're doing it. You're on your 5th short film. You're not making no money, or maybe you're making a little money doing it on top of your 9-to-5 job or your hustle or whatever. And your career, you feel like your career hasn't panned out the way you wanted to. But that's okay. It's okay. As long as you still, first of all, if you wanted to be a filmmaker, you're successful already. You're a filmmaker. At first, you wanted to be a filmmaker, and for many years, you was not a filmmaker. Now you're a filmmaker, and you're not successful? You don't feel like you're winning because your ego is telling you you're not a winner unless you have a lot of money. You're not a winner unless you like Spike Lee or Tyler Perry or Woody Allen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't know about Woody Allen. Anyway, old, famous filmmaker. And I just heard that he was a comedian. I didn't know he was a comedian. But anyway, but yeah, your ego's telling you that. Your ego's telling you, bro, you've been filmmaking for years now, almost 10 years. Or you've been a filmmaker for 10 years and you're still not in Hollywood? And you're still not doing nothing for Netflix? Or Hulu? You're supposed to be on Hulu by now. On Netflix. Or Hollywood. What's wrong with you? Oh, what's wrong with us? Why? What's going on? You need to be down with Hollywood or some big platform. Or people are going to think you're a loser. People are not going to think you're a filmmaker. People are not going to look at you as a valid filmmaker. They're going to look at you like a loser. But that's what your ego's telling you. You've been doing this for 10 years or 20 years, and you're still not on a big scale. So fucking what? So what? So what? I mean, it's okay if you want to be an iconic anything, an iconic artist of any type, whatever. But don't be obsessed about it. Don't go crazy about it. Do not produce your stress hormones about that. Because at the end of the day, success, and I know some of y'all might crucify me for saying that, success is not going to bring you no happiness. Newsflash, ding dong. You cannot be happy achieving success. All you doing is getting high. That's an emotional high. You're increasing your dopamine when you win a Grammy Award, or when you win $50 million from the lottery, or when you get a record deal, or when you get a $2 million advance from a record deal, or when you have an investor investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in your business. That's not happiness. That's getting high. That's pleasure. And that's okay. It's okay being naturally high. It's okay. Short-term pleasure is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But You got to know the difference between short-term pleasure and happiness. Happiness and short-term pleasure is not the same thing. See, that's another reason why you're fucked up, artists and entrepreneurs. That's another reason why you're going through a psychological fuckery and you mad and you sad and you're going through some depression because people don't like you, or enough people don't like you, or you don't have enough fans, or all you have is 2 fans or 2 customers or whatever. You're supposed to take that light. Yeah, you don't have this, you don't have that. But think of that as something light. Just be like, so what? I'm still here. I'm still successful. It don't matter if my mama, even my own mama, don't think I'm successful, or my own father, my own daddy. It don't matter. It don't matter if my friends don't think I'm successful. As long as I know that I went, that I started something that I wanted to start, that's a W within itself. Even before I get my first dollar from when I'm doing, from being an actor or a rapper or a singer or whatever. You have to have that. You have to shift your mindset into that type of mindset. You have to train yourself, because it's easy for me to say change your mindset. It's easy for me to say that, because change your mindset is not an overnight thing. It definitely wasn't an overnight thing for me. Okay, it definitely wasn't. And I come from the knowledge of self realm. I come from the conscious community of proud Black people. I've been in the 5%. I've been in the 5% nation since 1998. I've been with the nation since 1998. And I was still somewhat dumb, deaf, and blind in my 20s, going on to my 30s. I wasn't all the way deprogrammed. When I first got knowledge of self, when I first realized that I am God, I still had a lot of insecurities in me. I was still living according to the negative program that I was fed when I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? I was still going according to certain things. Or living according to the negative program while I was a kid going to school, or looking at my environment. You know what I'm saying? With the knowledge of self. I'm just now following a deeper path of knowledge of self after all these years. I'm just now learning about the ego in my 40s. I didn't learn about the ego when I first got knowledge of self, when I was in my late teens, when I was in my 20s, or even in my 30s. I'm just now learning about the ego. I'm 43 years old. I just learned about the ego when I was 40. No, actually, I'm lying. When I was 42, that's when I got deep into learning about the ego. When I was age 42, not too long ago. That was like what, last year? Or a year and a half? Or whatever? So, so it's easy for me to say change your mindset. Instead of me saying that, I would say train yourself to change your mindset for the better. Learn more about your ego. Understand your ego. Learn about your ego. Know your ego. Understand your ego, so you can always keep that motherfucker in check. So you could go forward, you know? Because what the ego does too, a lot of us artists and entrepreneurs, what we do is we self-sabotage ourselves all the fucking time. There's been times when some of us are offered certain opportunities that could blow us up a little bit. And some of us artists and entrepreneurs, you'd be like, I don't know. You know what? Maybe it's not a good time for me to do this particular thing. Maybe I should leave that alone. I don't know. It might not go right. And your ego would tell you 100,000 things why this opportunity is not going to pan out right. And if in the opportunity that's offered to you, if it doesn't pan out right, so fucking what? You still living, right? You still breathing air, right? You still living to fight another fight, right? And that's all that matters. Fuck what your ego tells you. Fuck your ego. Take the opportunity if you really want to take it. Now, all opportunities are not good opportunities. There's certain opportunities that I won't take if I feel like this opportunity right here is gonna be in conflict with my morals and my values. Then I'm gonna leave that alone. But this opportunity is a good opportunity, and I don't have to compromise my values and the things that I'm about, my core values or whatever, then I'm gonna take that opportunity. And if something goes wrong, it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry about this shit. And I'm not even gonna think about what's gonna go wrong. And if I do think about what's gonna go wrong, I'm gonna think about I'm gonna think about what's gonna go right. I'm gonna think about how this opportunity is gonna work out right before I think about how it's gonna work out wrong. Okay? I think about the right before I think about the wrong. I think about the positive before I think about the negative. I think about the good before I think about the bad. And that's what your artists and entrepreneurs need to start doing. You need to start switching up your mindset to that type of attitude. I'm not saying be exactly like me. No. Because some of y'all, because there's people that live a life of mindfulness that have a different personality than me. When it comes to like delivering or speaking on the whole concept of mindful living and simple living and all that good stuff, I deliver it different. My flow is different than anybody else's flow. Okay? And I might bring my own, and I might present my own personality while I'm putting y'all on to the ego and living a life of simple living. So, you know what I'm saying? But somebody else or thousands of other people might have a totally different way on how to teach people about simple living or mindfulness. My way is my way. Wu Wei. And Wu Wei, by the way, means going with the flow. That's what Wu Wei means. Going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about, man. Oh yeah, Happy New Year, by the way. It's 2023. I forgot. You see, that's me nowadays. Nowadays, I don't see things as years no more. I don't measure my life no more according to years. A new year is a new day to me. Okay, I live my life in days, weeks and months. That's it. I don't really see years no more. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I forget it's 2023. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother episode I'm gonna talk about. Getting caught up in years, getting caught up in numbers. And your ego will make you go crazy and be like, yo, you gotta do this by the time you're 40 years old. You're almost 40. Or you're almost 50. You gotta get this before you shut the fuck up. That's what you gotta do to your ego. I'm not saying scream to yourself in public or fuss at yourself in public, no. But I'm not saying do that. But ignore your ego. When your ego makes you feel a certain way, acknowledge that feeling that you're feeling. React to it by just not doing nothing. Don't fight your ego. Well, yeah, you fight your ego by ignoring that motherfucker. That's how you fight your ego, by ignoring it. Let that thought, that thought that your ego produced in your head, just let it pass. It's gonna pass. It's not gonna last forever throughout the day. Just let it pass. Just let it pass, man. What? Damn, it's almost 40. But this is a good episode, though. I have to talk about this episode. This is a good episode. Yeah, man. And that's all I got to say, man, for right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Learn about your ego, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep on talking about the ego, and I'm going to keep on putting out these business / entertainment / self-awareness videos. Because y'all entrepreneurs and artists, Y'all suffering the most out of a lot of people when it comes to low self-esteem. A lot. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm out, y'all. Thank y'all for watching the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show. Anybody that liked this episode, I'll be very grateful if anyone could leave me with a donation. The links are on below. Grind Ethiks Cash App, Grind Ethiks Media at PayPal. The links are on below. And big shout out to my proud sponsor, Yamaha Naturals. And I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend to tell a friend that is all about the motherfucking grind. Basically. Yeah, that was a good episode.